Hello and welcome to The Pulse. I'm Ron Roberson. My guest is Cappi Pidwell. She's the master of NLP and hypnotherapy. She's also known as Ms. Mindset. Cappi, welcome.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
I can't wait to get to you and really hear you talk. I find you absolutely fascinating in what you do. If you would tell us a little bit about hypnotherapy.
Sure, I'd be happy to. So most people associate hypnotherapy or hypnosis to stage stuff and quacking like a duck and doing silly things. And hypnotherapy is really working with an individual to help them break through limiting patterns, beliefs, and old behaviors that no longer serve the results that they want to create in their life today.
Yeah. Now, what is, I mean, I know it's kind of hard to do this in 5 minutes, but you have to dispel some of the myths and things that are out there. This is not entertainment purposes. This is not herky-jerky, hokey-pokey. But you really get into the hearts and minds of those that are dealing with certain issues in their life.
Yes. So how I like to explain it, Ron, is if somebody were to draw a circle or think of a circle, researchers say that 5 to 10% of our mind is our conscious, logical, practical mind. And that's what most people are used to using and trying to create change. So they'll say things like, oh, I'm going to go lose weight, or I'm going to work out, or I'm going to do whatever. And then they have that intention and that goal, and then their behavior tries to follow that. That's how most people try to create change. The other 90% of our mind, if you think of that circle, the 5 to 10% being the logical part, the other 90% is our subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is beating our heart up to 86,000 times a day. It's blinking our eyes. It's operating all our cells and our systems. And most people know more about their computer than they do about their own mind. And so what I do is really educate people that hypnotherapy and NLP is really accessing a deeper level of yourself, of your consciousness, to produce new pictures, thoughts, feelings, and behaviors that are extremely powerful then when you go back into your conscious behaviors. For instance, a person could come to me and say, I really want this, and they could say they've tried 20 other things and they've read every book and they've done a lot of things, and I say, well, have you ever gone into the subconscious and changed your limiting beliefs and your pictures and thoughts and feelings? And no, the answer is usually no, because we're not taught these things. So I'm really more of an educator than anything because of the misconceptions that hypnotherapy and NLP and the confusion that a lot of people don't really understand it. But the bottom line is it produces massive, massive permanent change.
Wow. And again, getting in tune with one's subconscious, dealing with issues, even healing. I heard you talk about even healings can take place as well as other things and other issues in your life.
Well, if you think about the mind and how it operates, the conscious logical mind speaks to us at up to 500 words a minute. So that self-talk is constantly going. So if we could hear ourselves and what we're saying to ourselves all day, every day, we would be able to identify some of those limiting beliefs and those patterns. So healing takes place, absolutely, in the mind-body connection. So if we're walking around saying, I'm tired, I don't feel good, and those patterns are there and they're internal, it's like an old tape that always plays. How do we change those? That's really the question. And the reason why hypnotherapy and NLP work so profoundly is because we're not doing it in the 5 to 10% logical part of the mind. I'm not sitting with a person saying, okay, go do A, B, and C, and then you'll get the change. And that's what most people are trying to accomplish. What I'm doing is I create products and systems and solutions for people to go inward and have that personal experience so that they can then begin to experience that inner shift. This is not a logical process. It's not conscious. I educate people consciously and logically first so they understand the process, then I bring them into the sessions.
You've been doing this for over 20 years and have had tremendous results. And one of the areas that is a highlight in what you do is the mental money mastery.
It is.
Talk to me about that, please.
I love it. I love it. So I birthed Mental Money Mastery really out of watching continuously the people that I coach. I primarily speak to and work with entrepreneurs and people wanting to create more success in their life. And what I noticed is I had a program that was 7 weeks long many years ago, and when we got to the topic of money, that's when people would miss the call, the CD would break, something would occur. And I thought, isn't it fascinating that people are paying me all this money to work with me, and then it comes to the money conversation and they check out. So I would make jokes about it and say, I need to create something just specifically for people's relationship to money, because everybody wants it. Everybody desires it. It's a relationship that we can't divorce. We can't ever leave it. And it's a very rich relationship that if we work on empowering it and understanding that there's more than enough money for all of us, that we just have to access that state of consciousness, then the opportunities, the jobs, the places, the people, all those things begin to align with that. So I created Mental Money Mastery out of watching hundreds of my own clients really get vague to that conversation. And what I notice is when people are making a lot of money, it's very easy to talk to, and they have different concerns about it. And when people are lacking money, their conversations are very different than the people that have it. But again, there's just different levels of conversation, connection, and energy around this thing we exchange for service, and we all have to do that every single day. It's something that people think about every single day. Wow. And so it's a very powerful program. I've helped people go from making a little money to a lot of money. I've helped people making a lot of money go to a lot more money. And it's all about enriching that subconscious programming, those beliefs, those core pictures, feelings, and deservability factors, really, of our own worthiness. It's extremely powerful.
I love it, and I really want to learn more about it. Now, if I go to your website, I'll be able to download a free...
Yes. I have a free sample session on there for Mental Money Mastery. So it's a 10-minute closed-eyed process to enrich your subconscious mind around your relationship to money, and it's absolutely free.
Okay. And then you also have a wonderful CD collection that we can go to and further, along with the workbook as well.
Absolutely. The Mental Money Mastery is a whole system. It's 6 CDs, and it works on your current relationship to money, your past relationship to money, and how you want to be in your future with money. It's extremely powerful. It's a process. It really is a process, and that's why it's not just one CD. It's a workbook to work with the conscious mind. The CDs have coaching CDs along with the subconscious CDs.
Well, I'm enriched already just talking to you. I find it very, very interesting what you're doing. And again, I don't have that creepy feeling. You make sense to me, and I think that's the key when you're dealing with, you know, hypnosis or therapy and that type of thing.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a very profound way to produce change, and I think a lot of people are seeking a higher level of change than what they're used to doing. So we can read and we can have a lot of logic, but until we actually experience that change, then oftentimes people get stuck. So I like to help people really propel and create massive results in a very short duration of time.
Well said. Cappi, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
All right. And thank you for joining us. And again, you can go to Cappi's website. We'll give you all the information you need to get more information on this great program. Ms. Mindset, that's a good name for her. She'll set you straight. For The Pulse, I'm Ron Roberson. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.